can't lie, the stock that's made my shares to buy now video in the month of April 2022 is completely in its own category, unlike any of the previous stocks I've talked about in this series. And it's to do with their line of business, because they're heavily involved in the property market, but they don't actually sell property or rent it out. But yet they are benefiting from the growth in this industry. So can you guys guess which stock I'm on about? Or at least the industry it's involved in. If not, then you need to stay tuned, because in the month of April 2022 shares to buy now video, this is a stock that you need to really be taking heed of. But before I do just that, I need your support by liking this video, sharing it too, and subscribing with notification bell on as well. And so, if you guys have made it this far, then it's only right that I reveal my top stock for the month of April 2022. And it's for a company called OSB Group, with the ticker symbol OSB.L in the London Stock Exchange. And at this moment of shooting this, they have a share price around £5.80 per share. But the real interesting part is what they do. You see, they're not really a property company. Instead, what they are is a specialist mortgage lender. And what that means is that they don't directly correlate with the property market and how it goes, but they're heavily involved in it too. I'll give you a bit of insight as you look into the share price. You see, the way the share price has risen over time seems to be in a steady nature, except the most significant part of this graph is in the summer of 2020. Now, I believe this was due to peak COVID lockdown conditions, which ultimately allowed the government the ability to enforce mortgage holidays. And as so many people took out mortgage holidays, I reckon it affected companies like OSB Group in the way that you see in this dip. Whereas the contrasting part to this is that we know during the peak of COVID, property prices actually rose, and they're still doing it as we speak now. But I believe there's more to be told to OSB Group's story, and a big part of that lies in the financial documents. Let's start off with the income statement. And it doesn't take long to see the good things that OSB Group are doing in this financial document, because their net interest income, which is basically their revenue, just keeps on rising year after year. And it's literally like pressing a repeat button for the net income too. Because guess what? On average, the stock is keeping roughly 40 to 60% of their net interest income in the form of net income, i.e. pure profit. They're doing it at a crazy alarming rate. They're clearly doing something right. But let's see if it's the same sort of energy when it comes to the balance sheet too. And without fail, this stock's total assets have been able to cover their total liabilities. This is the bare basic I ask for when it comes to a balance sheet. Whilst it may not be a great amount of cover, they've still been able to do this year in, year out. Now, if I was to be super picky, I would say that their intangible assets has got to go. Because you know me, I don't rate this section when it comes to a balance sheet, and also the goodwill section too. And also, you could argue that they need to put a lot more money in their long-term investments. But this is me just really nitpicking here, especially when you consider the line of business that they're involved in. For me, the balance sheet isn't as strong as the income statement was, but it's still a decent one nonetheless. The question is, what will be the outcome for the cash flow statement? And to me, this financial document seems so ironic. Why? Because if you've seen any of my previous stock videos, the cash flow statement that they have in this stock is the direct opposite of what I look for in any good stock to invest in. So the question then becomes, why am I talking about this stock being a potential company? The answer lies in their line of business. You see, it's OSB Group's duty to loan out hundreds of thousands of pounds to customers so that they can buy their own properties using OSB Group's mortgages. And so when you get your head around this, it becomes easier to understand why their daily operating activities is negative, because they're loaning crazy amount of money out on a daily basis. So in another way you can sort of think of it is that they're sowing a seed into the future. And when you move over to the net cash flow from investing activities, that's them reaping that seed from that they previously invested before This is why this section is positive, because now they're receiving the money back from the loans that they've given out to people. And it's the exact same line of thought that you should be thinking about when it comes to cash flow from financing activities. Because you guys know me, I like these two sections, financing activities and investing activities, to be getting more and more negative. But instead they've been getting more and more positive. But when you put your head around what they do and what this company is built upon, the business model, it makes so much sense. So there are exceptions when it comes to certain financial documents and what they should/shouldn't show. This is a clear one of them exceptions because of their business model. Altogether, I don't think it takes much for you guys to see why OSB Group has made my shares to buy now video in the month of April 2022. The question is, what do you guys think about this stock? Has it caught your eye now after talking about it? Or are you guys going to wait for the next one? Tell me all about it down below in the comment box. And whilst you're there, don't forget to like this video, share it too, and subscribe with the notification bell on as well. It's your favourite YouTuber, Diesel Finance, sharing my thoughts, my experiences with you guys every other Sunday at 3 PM. Have a great day, people. Bye.
Whoa.